Hey guys, it's time for an upgrade. This is the Wolfbox G900 TriPro. And while it looks a lot like the G900 Pro, this one has a front bumper camera in addition to the built-in camera and the rear camera. In the box, you get a user manual, as well as both cameras, all necessary cables, and a bunch of accessories to make your installation super easy. So let's head over to the shop and swap out to the new G900 TriPro. Before we get started, I opted to upgrade to the OEM mount system. The kit comes with a mounting plate, some basic instructions, hardware, and the mounting arm itself that connects to the same place as the OEM bracket. To install this, we first need to remove the rubber plugs covering the screw holes on the back of the mirror. With the 4 of these plugs out of the way, we can remove the screws holding the mounting brackets for the rubber straps. Save these screws as you're going to reuse them to mount the back bracket. Now you can remove the mounting brackets for the rubber straps. Place the back plate on the mirror and reuse the screws from the mounting arms to secure it to the mirror. Once secure, we can attach the mounting arm to the mirror. Grab the supplied hardware and screw the arm to the mirror. With that installed, we're ready to unbox the rest of the items. First up is the rear camera and the GPS unit. I'll reuse the GPS from the G900 Pro, but the rear camera will need to be replaced. Wolfbox also gives you some convenient camera mounting brackets, as well as some cable clips, a trim removal tool, a cleaning cloth, some tie wraps, and the rear camera itself. With that ready to mount, it's time to remove the old system. I'll start by removing the old camera from my Desert Does It spare tire molle panel. I'm going to mount the new camera here, so I'll set all this hardware to the side to be reused. With the camera unmounted, we can disconnect the cable, and the old rear camera is out of the way. Next, I'll need to open my tailgate, remove the trim panel, and start fishing out the wire from back to front. I'm going to run the new wiring through the same path, so I took the time to remember how I had done it in the first place. In the front seat, you'll need to remove this side panel and loosen the grab handle to run your wiring up the A-pillar. With all of the wiring removed for the rear camera, it's time to take the old G900 Pro out of the Jeep. Next, I need to remove the OEM mirror. You do this by twisting it 45 degrees and then just need to unplug it from the wiring harness. Finally, remove the mirror mounting bracket from the window. Reusing the screws from the bracket, mount the Wolfbox mirror to the OEM location. Now it's time to test the old GPS and power cables to make sure they work with the new mirror. Perfect. That's a lot less work we'll need to do, but watch back to my last video to see how to hardwire the mirror if you need to. With the mirror in place, it's time to unbox the rest. Inside we find the rear camera cable and the front camera. So let's find a place to get this mounted in the front. I'm going to use the included double-sided tape and mount it to my bumper for now. That should be perfect. Okay, let's open the hood and run the wiring for the front camera. The cable connects to the front camera the same as the rear. I'm going to run it behind my grill with the rest of my wiring and tuck all the excess cable away. Looks great. Now I need to run that wiring into the cabin. I'm just going to follow the rest of my wiring here, but there are a number of ways you can do this. Okay, now we're ready to close the hood and run the wiring to the mirror. I tuck the cable up the A-pillar and along the inside of the windshield trim. Time to test the front camera. And success! Okay, last step. We need to set up the new rear camera. I'll run the wiring the same way that I did for the front camera to get to the mirror. Once that's connected, we can retighten the grab handle back down and close the covers. Now I'll run the cable to the rear camera down the side of the Jeep the same way that I removed it earlier. Once I finally have it run all the way to the back of the Jeep, I'm ready to run it through the tailgate. I'll follow the stock wiring harness and bundle the extra behind the trim. Now I need to mount the new rear camera in the same place as the old one. With the rear camera mounted, we can connect the cables. Looks great, so let's test that it's all working. Time to remove that protective film. And awesome, everything is working perfectly. So let's hit the road and find a place to test this out. After meeting up with some buddies, it was time to see what these cameras could capture on the trail. The front camera made it so much easier to know where to place my tires. And it was really cool just to be able to capture the action in general from all angles. Plus the main camera on the mirror is just incredible. Here's another small climb that I was able to capture from all angles. Pretty cool, and excited to see what else I can capture. Okay, let's run through a bit of what you can do with this mirror. You can swipe through to see each camera or all of them at once. If you go into the gallery, you can review all of the loops and locked footage from each camera, and it's easy to switch between cameras and files. In the settings, there are a ton of features you can choose from. You can turn off the GPS display, set your parking mode preferences, choose whether to record sound or not, control the mirror's camera exposure, plus brightness is easy to control too. In the app, you can review your recordings and get all kinds of really cool information about your trip. You can even follow along on a map. So if you're looking for the perfect companion for your off-road adventures, or just want to capture your everyday commute, pick up the Wolfbox TriPro. Check out the link in the description below for a special discount, and as always, thanks for watching and make sure to like and subscribe.